This call is being recorded.
All right. Thank you so much for your patience, and
Yes, no problem.
thank you for calling in. Please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions at all whatsoever. That's totally
Okay.
fine. And I'm glad to see you're born in '95. I think that's
Yes.
95 is a very important year to me because
Mhm.
to me that represents, of course, the turn of the generation into
Mhm.
the next gen with Pluto Sagittarius and Uranus in Aquarius. So it's actually quite interesting because at the stage you were born at in September, Virgo season, I
Yes.
think this was right before Pluto retrograde. I think Pluto had retrograded into Sagittarius. Um, Okay, Pluto actually went into Sagittarius like February of '95, and it actually retrograded 0 degrees. And so it wasn't until officially like '96 that we see it go in there. And then Uranus doesn't enter Aquarius until like, yeah, '96. So
Mhm.
technically, you know what I'm saying? Technically, '95 is the I'm gonna make a documentary about this because '95 is like the bridge year. Y'all represent the bridge because '96 is when it really kicks in. But because there was that small period where Pluto was 0 degrees Sag, your Pluto now is a Pluto that retrograded from that zero Sag. So the '95 is the bridge year. '95 is the year that we end Pluto in Scorpio and Saturn in Pisces. And the reason why I say
Mhm.
I consider y'all the most important year because y'all pass the torch to '96 and step into the next gen. The next gen, of course, kicking in the new karmic cycle with Saturn Aries, and of course, the generational end. So, as a fellow Pluto Scorpio, I want to give you your flowers. You're spiritually perfect, by the way. I'm going to give you
Really?
yeah, 12th house Virgo suns are spiritually perfect because Virgo sun's superpower is perfection. Now
Mhm.
you can't really get Virgos to openly admit they're perfect because y'all just, see all the flaws within yourself and like your
Yes.
perfection and it drives me crazy. But other than that,
Mhm.
y'all are perfect. But then in the 12th house of spirituality, this adds spiritual perfection.
Mhm.
So I just kind of wanted to give you flowers. I'm going to give you a WikiLink article about that. But as a fellow Pluto Scorpio born 1990, um, we are the destruction generation. Pluto Scorpio
Okay.
has the Saturn cycle for Pluto Scorpio is Saturn Scorpio, and then the collective God signs Saturn Sag in the late '80s, and then us Saturn Capricorn. Then the ones who pulled the short end of the stick and basically have to have the Pluto square, Saturn Aqua, and then Saturn Pisces. I feel like the two Saturn groups that got the best were Saturn Cap and you in Saturn Pisces because you got the trine. So Saturn
Mhm.
Pisces is lit because Saturn Pisces, y'all karma is to just basically tell the older generation, hey, y'all are trash. This is how y'all screwed
Yes.
up. And this is why, we have to destroy what you do, but hey, we're gonna clean it up for you and then we're gonna pass it on to the next gen. And y'all are literally like the full synthesis, final piece of the puzzle completion because Pluto Scorpio, our task is to destroy that which isn't pure. And
Mhm.
that's going to lead into the God sign Sagittarius is creation. Pluto Sag is going to create the new world with Saturn and Aries, a new karmic cycle. And so I had to make a point to say this because you're coming of age, my friend. 2023, your Saturn returns, and y'all have the most important karmic, y'all are the last collective karmic sign, collective, meaning that you're responsible for the whole collective. Now, this is deep
Mhm.
because your sun in Virgo is opposite this. So let's just be real. You got Neptune opposite the moon. Oppositions like this will feel like it's you versus the world. I mean, you must probably have dealt with being misunderstood mainly your whole life and dealing with people playing
Yes.
contrarian and just gaslighting you, not knowing you the queen of the receipts and like nobody can gaslight you and that you
Right.
psycho and people just be mad delusional, not knowing like, I can feel your feelings and see your body language. So like you a whole legend out here.
Mhm.
It's really lit.
Yeah. it had that explained that actually is very much my life. What I've been going through my whole life, just being misunderstood because of how I see things, and yeah, so that's
But
crazy. It's nice to know that.
we have to illustrate that the way you see things is exceptionally supernatural. There's nothing
Mhm.
normal about the way you perceive reality because in the 12th house, it's your superpower. Like the 12th house is in the house of Pisces, and 12th house Pisces blends the non-local, holistic, in a quantum sense, connection between all things. But then you put Virgo here, and the logic of Libra rising has you scientific, analytically break everything down. So it's like you literally see the matrix codes and see
Mhm.
the reality in the spirituality, the mundane and the supernatural, supernatural and the mundane. And so Saturn in the
Mhm.
sixth would suggest that you live a very disciplined lifestyle, even though it's in Pisces, right? Saturn's karmic
Mhm.
limitations is going to have you really work hard to make your dreams real and really work hard to make the abstract something you could practically live on. And this is cool because your moon is in Cancer. You got the water houses and the earth, you got water signs and earth houses, so you're not
Mhm.
really meant to have like a traditional job as much as your intuition is supposed to lead you forward. Doesn't mean you can't be employed, but to see your moon
Mhm.
is on the MC, your legacy is to be a self-defined individual leader that leads forward with your soul, which is quintessentially opposite of the traditional way we're supposed to work. Where like
Mhm.
Capricorn is a 10th, and you have to go out and you have to maintain a persona and you have to be detached and you can't share your feelings. But you literally flip it
Mhm.
on its head as a Libra rising. And like your career is supposed to denote things where you are leading forward, nurturing. Doesn't mean that you hold your feelings or emotions on your sleeve, but you're very receptive individually to the feelings about you and
Mhm.
how you kind of feel about the world out there. So, an MC in Cancer like this would favor nursing careers or even self-employment, anything that allows you to have the world around you or people around you feel safe, which will kind of,
Mhm.
but you're not limited to that too. Like this, you could be a structural engineer with this. It's just the way you would do engineering would be a lot more psychic. And this is where we can get into the supernatural nature of this dynamic when once again I just kind of want to speak of this whole quality and nature of the Saturn opposition because you're getting ready to
Mhm.
overcome that. 26 degrees Virgo Sun is mastery, and as a Libra rising, you are an artist. You have
Mhm.
Venus in its dignity on Chiron. Chiron attached to the first can lend to bullying in early age, or just breaking through the vulnerability and insecurity of expressing your personality socially, especially with Venus, where you're healing the sense of a wounded heart, or your heart is the core of healing. It's just because Venus rules Libra, you are an instrument and represent classic true beauty. And
Mhm.
Chiron is the charm in class. Like I studied this and it's really blew my mind because Taurus is like a natural beauty, right? But
Mhm.
Libra is the true social charm. It's the class. It's an indicator of class. It's why y'all are so charming. Like you can say something to someone in a way that will charm them, and that's a superpower. And
Mhm.
right. What's cool about that though is it rules your entire chart. So as a Libra rising, Venus is your Oga, but you now fully have her instrumental quality. It's just with your sun and the 12th, you manifest this aspect of your social personality as a real social critic. And I just kind of want to speak a little bit about Chiron here because Chiron can bleed vulnerably in a water sign and an air sign. This could be a lot of anxiety socially,
Mhm.
how you hide in the 12th house, your special talents and your abilities. It doesn't have to be
Mhm.
hidden because it is in front of your sun. So this is an aspect of what you manifest. But I would feel like with Chiron here, maybe there could be inhibitions sharing elements of your beauty because maybe you don't like that attention and shine. You know how there could be jealousy if you just put the charm on real quick and now people feel outclassed when you were really just wanting to just have a natural time. You weren't even wanting to like be better than anyone, but I mean, You got
Mhm.
you're ruled by the love goddess, so people are gonna look at you and people are gonna, be jealous or be obsessed. But and it doesn't have to really even be that like dramatic, but this is just in the 12th, like Chiron is healing through your heart other people, but it's also healing you and how much more confidence you have expressing yourself. So I just wanted to speak to that because this is still within that square, that opposition, right? As a
Mhm.
legalizing artist, you are the special master, or you are the sincere master, the special critic, you're the psychic master, or the psychic apprentice, where Virgo is the apprentice, but really the master. And 26 degrees is mastery, 25 degrees Cancer moon is mastery. So you were born a master. Now, Cancer moon, Virgo sun is pretty lit because Virgo sun gives you the awareness of the analytical breakdown of reality. You are receipts, right? Like you're very aware of that moment to moment magic of time that allows you to literally process socially through Libra all the details you see in reality. And whereas Pisces sees where everything's connected, Virgo breaks everything down to an individual piece. It can take that watch and break down that watch to every single individual piece. But then you have the moon in Cancer, and the moon in Cancer has you feel psychically and empathically the unseen, the intangible, subtle psychic feeling and vibration. And that subtle psychic feeling has you feel the unseen, and then you can literally see the receipts of everything you feel. So a specific combination like this favors those. In this case, now if we take this supernatural, your moon is opposite Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and
Mhm.
Neptune is a specific generational aspect we all have that has our bodies connect directly with extra dimensional realms of existence. Neptune can
Mhm.
be the astral realm, and you have Saturn in Pisces, which is the 3D reality. So you have Saturn in 3D reality anchoring everything out of your imagination in real life, and you have your imagination and Neptune grounding in Capricorn, manifesting for real. So this makes very physical, this intangible. But what I learned, which is very important, is Uranus and Neptune are expressly extra dimensional. Aquarius and
Mhm.
Pisces correlate to that which is outside of this third dimensional reality. Neptune through our imagination, right? And then Uranus through our mind, the causal mind. And so it's very specific to us because everything past this, the new generation and the supernatural abilities that they all have at a much more advanced level is actually based on this that we established to push forward consciousness. So Neptune and Uranus here in Capricorn, your body, it's not even like your body has a mind of its own, which it does. Your body is naturally connected to higher aspects of yourself multidimensionally in these
Mhm.
higher dimensional realms. And so it's like you can literally have the way to kind of make sense of this in the fourth too, as a Libra rising, you will
Mhm.
intuitive insight and physical sensations intuitively to correlate to how much integrity or a lack of integrity, because it's in Capricorn, that somebody has. So it's like
Mhm.
Neptune is a bit of an asshole in Capricorn. It's not nurturing in Cancer, where the moon in Cancer will feel like, oh, okay, this person has wounds. And that's why they have this avoidant personality. And that's why, your soul is you have a holy soul. Like it's very nurturing. It's like you'll feel the inner nature and sincerity of someone's character. You'll feel what blocks them from being sincere. But Neptune will be like, no, that person's full of shit.
Mhm.
Don't let them waste your time. Like screw
Oh
that.
my God. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yes, that's so
Well,
accurate.
actually, please don't hesitate to interrupt if you want to mention anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a while to really understand that because not all of us in the 90s have this, but you're one of the few of us that has Cancer and Capricorn. So like it's just this very weird like back and forth where the Cancer is like, "Yay, I'm happy," and the Capricorn's like, "No, screw that. Like you got to face it."
Yes.
And it's like, "Oh my god, it's like a very overprotective like grand uncle that's just like, ah,
Mhm.
so just to keep that in mind, because it's still always right. It's still always
Mhm.
right. Whatever you feel, and the Neptune will show you the hidden nature of that person's character. So it's really important because this is where I really respect Virgos with this, because I'm a Gemini with this. My moon is actually in Capricorn. So I'm
Mhm.
directly connected to this. But because my sun is in Gemini, I live my whole life in my head. And so my body
Mhm.
is constantly trying to get my attention, like, get out your head, like, pay attention to me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be in my head, like, that was rude. Like, let me, Gemini is naturally curious. Like, let me actually get to know why my body is feeling this. And then my body is right all the time. They're a waste of time, or they were trustworthy or not. You know what I'm saying? Virgo with this is a whole different beast. Like, it's because
Mhm.
Virgo is the master of the body. Everything that your psychic senses through your body is having you into it. Whereas a Gemini, I'm going to not be as conscious of it and I'll be kind of confused. Virgo is on it. You already see
Mhm.
details to actually correlate what your body is sensing. I think
Mhm.
other than Taurus and Capricorn with this, Virgo is the best with this because now in the ninth house, you literally have Sun directly trine Uranus. That is gangster. That is like, because Uranus is so claircognizant, like somebody with energy like this, somebody can throw a ball behind your back and your body will just catch it before you're consciously
Mhm.
aware that a ball was thrown at your back. Like that's the true potential of it, right? It's kind of like an
Mhm.
ultra thing. But Virgo, so like, whereas, for example, let's say I'm talking to someone, and this has happened before, and I just get a really bad feel like, oh, this person's kind of strange. I don't know why. And then I talk to them, and I realize, oh, they stole my wallet, right? Versus you're
Mhm.
gonna think that they're kind of strange, and immediately your Virgo Sun will start to see their body language triggering. You'll see that they're lying, like they can't really stand straight, and you'll pick up context clues through inductive or deductive analysis in Virgo to confirm what your intuition is saying. So you got the
Mhm.
receipt. And then on top of that, so that alone is cold. That alone is like super masterful. Like the Neptune trine is literally expanding on how you take action with these details. It's literally like an intuitive autopilot if you ever wanted it to be. But then you have
Mhm.
Moon in Cancer. So Moon in Cancer is real time feeling psychically the emotions of what you're already sensing physically from their body language.
Mhm.
And that completes both. So the challenge here with Libra is Cancer is what you're feeling inside. Capricorn is what you're sensing physically that completes that feeling. But Libra is your ability to socially express that through your personification as a social personality. And
Mhm.
this is why Cancer gets gaslighted, but Virgo and Libra don't play that. They don't get gaslighted. Virgo got receipts,
Mhm.
and Libra will just, drum up the activism gang and protest on you real quick because they don't play that.
Mhm.
So it's just so expressly logical. Like this now puts both in check. Libra stops Cancer from being emotionally manipulative, and stops Capricorn from just being like evil manipulative, just like for no reason, right? But like both signs
Mhm.
of Cancer is sincerity, Capricorn is integrity. It's the justice of Libra that keeps both of those signs in check, and the authenticity of Aries. So I really want to know how you don't have Aries, you don't have Taurus, you don't have Gemini. You're kind of like me. I have Aries, I have Taurus,
Mhm.
I have Gemini, I have Cancer, but I don't have Leo, I don't have Virgo, I don't have Libra. I'm not social.
Mhm.
I stick to myself. I'm individual. You may be introvert, you may be introverted, but you're social. Like you'll still go out with other people. You might feel alone when you do that and misunderstood, but
Yes.
you're social. You're an individual. You're individual at a soul level, but your individuality augments your social personality and spirit. So you're a social personality that can still feel individual. You're not going to be swayed by the social currents because you still have your own individual feelings that you bring to
Mhm.
social environments, which is gangster. So that's where like that's what, even though you're social, whenever I see anyone with any kind of individuals, I'll say, okay, you're still count as an individual in at least that sense. But technically
Mhm.
that individuality goes towards social, which socials are the next level up from individuals. Because of course we take our individuality and we express that socially. But this is where I want to speak on the oppositions, because oppositions are difficult because you see this in real life by people. It's not like people hate you, but people will oppose you. Like your view Saturn here is this very, and Saturn and Pisces is very strange because it's this karmic element of reality warping where you're having integrity over your beliefs to make sure that
Mhm.
of course your analysis is completed by the right reasoning. But Saturn opposite this could be karmic lessons and making sure this realistically analytical spiritual path and unconscious habits you have can now play out abstractly in your lifestyle. Saturn in the sixth lives discipline. It's just Pisces has no boundaries. So the 12th house, before it's a superpower, is weaknesses and a place of undoing. And your weakness is every Virgo's weakness, but in the 12th, you have it like this, the like some of the most harshest paralysis of analysis, because you see all the facts.
Yes.
You see how all the facts connect in a moment and you feel it. And so it's like too much information. And the lesson here is to surrender, because you're the legend. Yeah, you're going to be hit with facts that you feel you can't do it, but you need to move forward with your Libra rising anyway. And that's the situation. Libra risings are peace, but they're led into chaotic situations because y'all have to balance it. And we see the North Node is on your rising. So your destiny is to unlock the power of your social ability. You as an artist, you're using the resources of authenticity and holding space authentically with other people so that you can balance and really unlock how powerful you are. This is so important because if your North Node was in the seventh, then your destiny is about other people. But this lifetime, your destiny is about manifesting the identity of you as an artist. And this is where past life connections with other people will kind of facilitate how raw and authentically you can help other people polish their raw talents to be, balanced in the way you present them. So this is where personally, once again, once you kind of lead forward with that artist personality or identity, or just you as a powerful artist and cosmic agent, and even love goddess, this weakness turns into a superpower. And then you got the NZT, super analytical. I see the matrix codes, and you know how to change what kept you stuck into your favor. And take your time with this, because it may not always be easy to step into this. Mars is in Scorpio, so you have a very deep sexual drive, but also determination to really see through what you do. You charge this. But what I love is the grand water trine. Everything you feel in Cancer intensifies in Scorpio because you got the sauce. Scorpio is the sauce, and second house is what you have. So you manifest extreme wisdom. And because the sauce master is in the house in its dignity, just like you have Jupiter in its dignity in Sag, that means you don't have to outsource the sauce. You literally have the sauce master in the sauce factory. And so you can make the sauce unlimited and then take action off of it. And so everything you feel sincerely, you manifest so extremely, and that structures in Pisces, which gives you a coordinated vibe and belief with which you can live your lifestyle. But this is a supernatural lifestyle where your imagination is made real, and the analysis in Virgo can literally come through here. So you have to be careful about hidden enemies that undermine you to take your power away, to make you feel like you think you're better than you are, to make you feel like you're delusional when you're being supernatural. You're bringing into reality that which is. So Saturn will sometimes play Satan, the accuser, and try and test how much you stick to those convictions. Neptune opposite the moon will attempt to gaslight you when you sense and feel what people are feeling, but they're like, no, that's not what I feel, until they find out that you're in the 12th house and you pull all them receipts. And now they don't know what to do because you pulled it out instantly. Like, oh, I knew you was about to be on some BS. Well, what now? And so, like, there we go. So it's also cool because you have Jupiter in the third, which is a golden attitude, falling in the second. This is great for income, but it also speaks to how you can evolve and show as a Libra rising your art and evolve with your attitude and your ideas. And honestly, other than that, I hate to cut this call short, but that's really your natal chart. Did you have any?
That's cool.
What was that?
I don't actually have any questions. You actually gave me a lot of information.
Sweet.
But right now, like, there's a lot of shifting happening in my life. Like, everything that I thought I knew, just crumbling, falling apart. And I really needed this consultation call to help me out. So
I'm glad I can assist in such a fashion. And if anything, I'm going to send you this recording. Please feel free to keep in touch if there's any questions you have. And you stay blessed as always.
All right. You too. Thank you.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.